Hi, this is Everett, Everett's Watercolors. Welcome to Simply Drawing with Everett. Now, tonight I'm going to do another drawing exercise. And I was out this morning doing some sketching, and I found an interesting subject that I wanted to share with you today. And so let me go to my drawing table and let's get started. Here's my close-up camera. Okay, uh, what I have here is the photograph that I took today. Now look at this. This is a construction site where they're building on a new building or renovating another building, adding some things to it. And this interesting set of pipes here, or valves, large valves. And but I saw the shape of it and the wheels and so forth. So I said, well, let's try that as a nice drawing exercise. Because number one, you have to analyze the shapes and so forth. So let's give it a go. So I'm going to set it here on the side, and I got my drawing paper over here. It's a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And I got my number 4B pencil here to get started. Now, first thing I do, I want to line up, just exactly, get some angles here. So I got the angle. It says in perspective. It's a slant, and that's exactly how I usually take my photographs on the side. So when I get started, I'll start here at the bottom here, on the bottom left, and I'll get that first shape in there. So it's a rounded circular shape. Of course, it's at an angle, so it'll be an ellipse. And then I see it coming up here. Now let's get the shape about the size that I want to go. So up to here, and then I know it bends over, and it's at an angle. So I'm sighting the angle. It goes about like that. Now I'm going to approximate the distance. Now I've got let's see. I got this. I might have to come down a little bit more on this. So come down. I might go up a little more. I go up a little higher. Okay. I need a little more room. All right, so bring this up. So I'm estimating the shape and the size and the posture and so forth. And let's say you get the front part. This comes over here and it drops down. And I'm looking at the angle here from here to here, and it's about like that. So let's get the other side in here. It's a circular motion. So that's good. And goes up, a little curve. So okay, so that's just about what I want. That's the kind of shape I want. Now, this interesting part here comes out with this wheel or the control. I don't know what they call it. A valve. It's part of the valve where they turn it on and off. So this would come out about right here. Then it comes out. I'm moving this little arm out here. Comes out about right here, out to this point. You see how it intersects at the bottom of this. That's about where that goes. And this one here has another one up here. I'm roughing this in now, roughing it in. And it goes out at an angle. This part right here. Okay. And then there's these two parts that run out. Let's say we're up here, and there's a section here. Okay. So I'm going to get this part here. This is a wheel that comes around. I have to move that over just a little bit. Okay, so I'm roughing it in so I have a pretty good idea where I want to put this. And there's another wheel over here. Okay. Okay. Now this has got some shapes here. This is a circular shape here, kind of like the top of this, like an elbow. And this has a shape here. It's a little bit wider. And a shape here. And this has another shape here. I'm trying to capture all these different pieces here. So I'm modifying it now as I go along, roughing it in. You do a rough silhouette of the shapes, and then you work from that. Okay. Now, as far as the ground structure, let me just go ahead and kind of put in some. It's sitting here on a concrete platform here. I'll put that in, and there's a platform that runs back behind, and over here it comes across a section here. And then there's a section behind that goes behind this side and continues on. Okay. And there's the background building and so forth. Okay, so I kind of really roughed that in now. I'm going to go in now and try to clean up some of the edges. So what I'm going to do here now is kind of go in and let's go start at the top here. So now I'm going to do some did the silhouette drawing. Now I'm going to do the contour drawing, which is I'm going back and check the edges again. Go rounder here, has a bend here. This comes down. Working on this section up here. It's a little bit wider here. So I'm now making some minor corrections, my adjustments on my contours. There's a straight part here. There's another band or another circular section around the middle section. And that continues on straight. And then there's this other side over here, so I'm going to get that in. That's a circular, and that comes down a little bit sharper because it's a little bit off in the distance, so I only see a portion of it here. Okay, now this has a little lip to it there, a little angle, and this comes down. Then we got this part here that hangs out. This is an interesting part here. It's kind of it's circular, but it's got a distance to it. It's not exactly round, perfect circle. It's kind of it's at an angle, but it's also flat. It comes out here to the end of this wheel. It's obviously the gear, the hand that controls the opening and closing of the valve. Let's see. And then I just got some spokes on it, so I'll add those in there. I got spokes. So now I'm putting more definition now. My contour, I've got more definition. Okay. And I come down here to the bottom and get that part cleaned up. It goes around like this. It's sitting on the bottom here. This has got a lip down here also. A lip around here. Okay. And then this concrete platform goes around this, the baseline here. Okay, now we're going to walk on this side. All right, now this bottom here. All right, we got that in pretty good. And it comes down and it starts to come out a little bit. Little section here points out. Then we come in. Now we got this section over here. It's a little bit larger because it's closer. Okay. And come down. Good angle. I'll correct this angle a little bit more. This angle here is a little bit more shallow. It comes along here. It stops about right there. Okay. That angle's back. So now the contour, I'm getting a little more detail now on the contour. There's another section here, a little part of the bottom there. And then this section at the bottom, a little round, get a little more definition there. Okay, now I'll get this wheel out here. Now this has got an extension out here, this pipe, or where the screw is. And then this has a wheel to it. It looks like a wheel, like a steering wheel, but it's what they open. It's the wheel they turn to open up the valve. Okay, and it's got spokes in it too, so I'll put those in. There's one there, there's one out this way, there's one down, and there's one this way. Okay, and there's a section over there. Okay, so I got the drawing pretty well done. I like that. Okay, now I get the back part here, just get in. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take, okay, so there's my drawing of the, I have to get the name of this thing. I think it's some kind of, it must be a water valve or something going into this building. Because it's going to be a medical building, so it probably use a lot of water, and or it could be steam, it could be hot water going in there. Who knows? I'll find out. All right. So next thing I want to do is I'm going to take. I've got water pens, and I've got a water pen, which is a water brush, and I've got a set of watercolor pencils here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of color on this. So I'm going to put the red in here. So I just put a little color. I'm using the size of the pencil, just like a color pencil. You don't want to use the point too much. I want to use that. That's more of a rose. I've got more of a red here. I'll get the red. Okay, that's okay. I'll mix them up a little bit. So this part here is red. This section of the pipe or this valve is over here is red. So I can put that in. It's all red. And this section here is red. All the way down here to the bottom. To the base is a little bit darker, so we'll leave that alone. This is all red underneath here. This extension here is all red. And I go across. This is all silver or white metal. Probably aluminum and stainless steel. It's probably going to hold a lot of pressure, so it's going to have to be pretty strong. It's probably a stainless steel connection there. That's what I would say. And in the future, I'm going to find out what this thing is for, and then that'll be a little more interesting to follow up on this. Okay. All right. So that's the red. Now what I'll do is I'll take my water pan, which is a water brush. It's a pen. It's a water brush which has got a pen. It's got a water container in it. So I just squeeze a little bit, get the water running, and then I go in here and wet the paint. You can see that a watercolor pencil comes right to life. So this is what I take out on my plein air and also my sketch, and I go out and do a little sketch, walk and sketch. I do a journal on every week, and so I go out and I do a quick drawing, a sketch, and I also put it on YouTube and also TikTok. So I got a pretty good file going on there. I'll get this one. I'm just going to indicate a little bit of the color here, just to follow up on the design here. This is all red, and I'm using the color pencil, watercolor pencil. You could also use color pencils if you wanted to capture the color. Have a set of watercolor pencils with you, or a set of color pencils to capture the color. Okay, so we're not looking for a lot of accuracy here. I mean, a lot of detail with the time we have. And then I'm going to put now this is in shadow and it's also darker. So I'm using a black watercolor pencil now. This section underneath. You see the bottom down here underneath here. It's all dark, so I'll put that in. Put that in dark. And the other part is the wheels. This is probably the most interesting part of this whole detail was the piping of the valve, but also these wonderful wheels that are connected to the valve opening. It reminds me of the old-fashioned valves that had the large wheels to them. I've seen them on ships and so forth that have a large valve for opening. So right there, I've got again, I'm doing a very quick study here. And I go back and put the water on top of that watercolor pencil. And try to kind of mix this up a little bit. Okay, all right. Okay, now the only thing I would do if I was if I was really documenting this, now I have some green here. I could put. There's a little bit of grass around here, so I could put a little bit of grass, a little bit of grass, and I'll get a little green against the red, which is the contrasting color, which is nice. Gives me an opportunity to use opposite colors. And the green and the red are complementary, opposite on the color wheel. So that would give a little more definition here to the landscape. A little bit of grass here, and I can also, this is not really grass, but it's got some, it will have grass here eventually in the future. I'm sure they'll be putting some soil and so forth around the outside of this when they finish this building. It's in progress. So, and I'll take my water brush here and kind of wet the you can see how that water brush and with the water in, just mix that and squeeze it, get a little water flowing in the brush, a little more water. Move that around. And that gives a little more definition of the landscape if you were doing a landscape or any other kind of drawing. But this is also good for documentation. If you're out making a quick sketch, which is what I did today, and I'll show you that in a few moments. I did a quick sketch of this same location. Doing a quick sketch to get an idea, you will take some pictures, and it gives you some good documentation to take back to do another drawing or another painting of where you were. So that's the whole purpose of a sketch, is to capture the information, document the information. Okay, and that's really a quick sketch of that particular pipe or a valve situation. Okay, let me show you what I did this morning. I took a little bit more time on it there, but I did now this is my sketchbook that I take with me when I'm out taking a walk or out sketching. Then what I did was I did the same sketch. I did a more detailed sketch here of the same situation, and I did this on site. I was standing there. I drew it, and I also put a little bit of color on it and so forth. But that's a sketch I did this morning, early this morning, about 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, just after the sun rose. So that's an example of taking something that was an interesting shape. That's why I wanted to draw it, interesting shape. And then I went ahead and demonstrated to you how you can do that just by copying the shape and getting the contour and actually analyze the shape and the sizes and the angles, the slope and so forth. And that's how you draw something, okay? You kind of scale it out by just how big is it, how high is it, how thick is it, and what are the dimensions and so forth. And you make a scale drawing. Okay, well that finishes that drawing. So let me go take it back to my main camera. Main camera. Okay. All right, that was a lot of fun. I know. I hope you enjoyed that. The interesting part of that was that this was something I found this morning. I'm always out looking for something new, something I haven't seen before. And this has been out for a little while, but I haven't drawn it before. So this morning I just wanted to get a quick look at it and see if it had a kind of potential interest at all of drawing it. So I did sit there and I drew it, and I used the watercolor pencils and the brush and so forth, and I captured the color. And I said, well, I'll show that in my demonstration tonight on simply drawing with Everett. And I thought that'd be a good idea. The idea there was, the thing you would learn there is to take something, an interesting shape or an unusual shape, and then capture the shape and document what you saw. And then, even the colors, if you need to, or make a little note to yourself of what the colors were, but capture the essence of what you saw. And then you can bring it back and do a little more detail on it, and then finish it up and make a better drawing or a painting. Depends on what it is. So that was just a good quick demonstration today of doing a drawing of something unusual. I don't know the name of it. I just know it's some kind of a valve of some kind that probably transporting either steam, or it's going to be hot steam, or it's going to be water or something like that. And I'll find out what that is in the future. So anyway. In the meantime, give me a thumbs up and a like, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're subscribed, you'll be notified of all my future videos. I have lots of videos on YouTube and Facebook. So until next week, you all be safe. I'll be back on Thursday with Everett's Watercolors on Thursday. And I'll be back with another Simply Drawing with Everett on Thursday. And on weekends, I do anyone can draw with one line only. A little quick drawing exercise. Anyone can draw with one line only. Pretty simple, but also very interesting. So anyone wants to give me a comment and a like, please do that. And subscribe to my channel. And inform your friends I'll be available on Thursday. And also give me a like and a subscription. And let your friends know where to find me. Just give them my everettswatercolors.com on YouTube. So we'll see you next week. Until then, you stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.